If you take 5 guys in a room, 5 guys here and 5 guys here, 5 guys struggling with porn massively, riddled with shame, and 5 guys that are struggling with the exact same things, but they just aren't watching porn, these guys are at a greater precipice for having a catalyst for breakthrough in their life. And the reason is because they have something bigger in their life that's saying to them, hey, you need to grow, you need to change, you need to become different. You're breaking trust with your wife, with your kids, with your family, your congregation, your world. You know, there's a lack of continuity or congruency. There's a break in the integrity, and you need to absolutely deal with this now.
You like this, you like being daddy's arms with microphones. You like being a worker. You're made for the camera. Both my boys are.
Hey, this video you are about to watch is a part of a series where I show you how to quit porn the right way. So do yourself a favor, binge on all of this content, all the videos that you possibly can, because who knows, maybe if the value and the trust is built together over this journey, you'll want to jump into a community that I call Fit for Family. Or maybe you think these videos suck, and that's also fair too. But nonetheless, there's only one way for us to find out. So enough of me, let's get back to serving you, and let's get back to the video. I got a crazy thought for you. What if quitting porn wasn't just a begrudging, tedious, dreary, life-sucking journey, but instead, quitting porn could actually be a life-altering experience that will shape you and make you for the rest of your life. And here's what I'm thinking when I say that, is that the only thing that becomes the most and biggest catalyst for change in my life and in your life is pain. Pain is one of the biggest thresholds that you and I have as humans, and studies have actually proven that we are less likely to run towards pleasure. We're actually more likely to run away from pain, which is a huge reason why we struggle with porn, and we'll get into that later, but it's because we're trying to avoid massive amounts of pain. And so what I've seen in our life is that when we're experiencing so much pain, is it actually becomes a lever. It becomes a threshold that we can pull on to be able to create change that we want to see. And so if you weren't struggling with porn, and you just had a lot of shame, you felt indifferent or apathetic and disconnected, and your marriage was flat, and you didn't feel seen and known, there wouldn't be like a really big blaring button in your world that's like, change, 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 change. Because undoubtedly, most people just want to quit porn. They just want the act and the behavior of porn out of their life, and they think they're going to be good. But they're settling radically, biblically, in my opinion, because they're not actually going on a journey of true transformation with the Lord. They're settling for better behavior, which is what the Pharisees did, rather than having a heart transplant, which is what Jesus always spoke about having, is the inside of the cup being clean. And so here's what I'm telling you about that, is I see so many guys, and if you take 5 guys in a room, 5 guys here and 5 guys here, 5 guys struggling with porn massively, riddled with shame, and 5 guys that are struggling with the exact same things, but they just aren't watching porn, these guys are at a greater precipice for having a catalyst for breakthrough in their life. And the reason is because they have something bigger in their life that's saying to them, hey, you need to grow, you need to change, you need to become different. You're breaking trust with your wife, with your kids, with your family, your congregation, your world. You know, there's a lack of continuity or congruency. There's a break in the integrity, and you need to absolutely deal with this now. And the reason why I love that is because instead of this just being an act of like, okay, I need to quit porn and I need to stop doing bad and start being good and smarten up, my whole goal here, again, if you notice my strategy, I'm not like immediately saying, dude, like let's just delete the apps on your phone. Dude, let's just get accountability software or blockers. You need an accountability buddy so that after you slip up, he can tell you why you were bad for doing that. It's actually not my strategy at all. A massive part of my strategy is you unlearning the things that have been keeping you bound and learning how to see the world in a very supportive lens view, because it's all the negative beliefs of like, I'm unworthy, I can't, I suck, I'm bad, nobody wants me, no one loves me, no one's going to want to be with a guy like me, that causes us to swirl down into a spiral of shame, of anxiety, of hopelessness, of despair, and of course, then binging and numbing and coping with something like porn. And so it's my belief that this doesn't just have to be like a thing that you do, a box of tasks that you just check off mindlessly, like at the grocery store, and be like, I just want to get in and out. But I actually believe that this could be a more conscious, Holy Spirit-led experience where God's like, hey, I actually want to know you. I actually want relationship with you. The thing that you've been longing for, which is connection with me, yeah, that connection isn't going to happen once you're free from porn. I actually want to see you walk into connection with me through this struggle with porn. Some people believe that they'll have a better walk with God once they're free from porn. And I'm like, yes, that's true, but what if the reason why you had a better walk with God is because you and him walked through quitting porn together? You actually walked and journeyed with him through this whole process, through this experience. One of my friends has told me this, and I'll never forget it. We were at the beach one day, we were talking, and he said, you know, man, he's like, everything in life is a catalyst for wholeness. Everything in life that happens is a catalyst for you and I to know God better. It doesn't mean he ordained the bad things. It doesn't mean he wanted the things to happen that did necessarily. It just means it's an opportunity for you and I to have more healing and to step into more wholeness. And that's where I think that someone who's struggling with porn is at a massive, massive life-altering advantage, because you don't just have to go through the gimmick and the routine of trying to quit porn. You can actually learn. You can undo the whole fabric of your life and get to know exactly who God made you to be, figure out all the pains, the wounds, the traumas, the places that caused you to get really, really stuck with porn in the first place, and then be like, wow, there's so much more. You might think on the surface porn is the thing you want to quit, but in reality, the whole process of quitting porn isn't about trying to stop a behavior, but start almost like a Holy Spirit defibrillator to your heart, to your emotions, learning how to communicate, how to become self-aware. There's so many skills with quitting porn that you're going to learn right now inside of this journey, inside of this process together. And I'd hate for you to miss out on an opportunity to really know God and know yourself in a deeper way. It's one of the things that's unlocked me, that's unlocking the lives of so many men, where they experience connection and intimacy and feeling seen and known, is because they're not just going through the mechanics of this stuff like, okay, I crushed it, or I saw these modules and I got to get it done to appease our ego and to appease our pride. But it's like, even if this takes you a little bit longer, but you're more deliberate with each module, with each teaching, and you wrestle with it and do the work and you reflect and you ponder and you think. See, the nature of having an addiction is that you're ignorant. Watch this. Check this out. This is actually insane. The nature of addiction is ignorance. It means I don't know why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. I don't know why I really go to it. I don't know how to really stop. I don't understand the urges that come to me when I feel tempted. And that right there is the thing that we're going to break together, is break the ignorance. And so this can really be an opportunity for the more you learn, the more you grow, the more knowledge you acquire, the more perspectives and shifts mentally. They're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that I could see the world this way. It becomes massively hopeful. And so I actually get excited when someone tells me that they're struggling with porn. I'm like, oh dude, this is great. You're way easier to work with. I actually want you to know this. I think I've worked with hundreds, if not over 1,000 people personally, one-on-one over the past few years. And what I've noticed is that the people that struggle with the porn addiction, or the most, have the greatest capacity and ability to change, because they're just ready, man. You're just ready. You're like a fruit that's ripe for picking, and you're like, I've just had enough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm done with the shame. I'm done with the games. I'm done with the facades. I'm done with just the menial exchanges that lack depth with people, where I just show face and I just say I'm doing fine when I'm not, because usually fine stands for feelings inside never exposed. And so we just say I'm fine. You're like, dude, I'm just over it. I'm tired. I'm done with that. And I'm like, finally, yes, that is someone who's going to have their entire life and world get flipped upside down in the greatest way possible, because they have nothing else that they're trying to hold on to. But otherwise, we're like, if we're not struggling with porn and we just have other things, it's kind of a take it or leave it. It's like, well, my wife's not going to leave me because I've not been unfaithful, to the way that we think of it in terms of struggling with porn or sexual, issues. So we're like, we create a tolerance level. And that's why I love helping guys out of porn addiction. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I want you to feel a level of permission to be excited, or even just idea of like, okay, there's something here of like, dude, the more lack of tolerance you have in your life towards something, the better, because it shows that you want to have better standards. So that's my hope for you, is that this isn't just something that you do, but it becomes a journey into someone that you are. Keep checking out the next videos below. Keep crushing on this journey. I love you so much. I believe in you. You got what it takes. Keep crushing. Hey, real quick, if you like that video that you just saw, or if you want to see even better videos than this in a series that I made called Annihilate Porn to help guys or girls like you quit porn, you can subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't forget any alerts, comment, like, all that jazz, and more importantly, check out the next video that's going to take you even further on the journey from where you are to where you want to be. I love you tons. I'll catch you in the next one.